Well, it's a pretty vast term. So it is actually embracing a lot of different features. You can have features like gender, like age. You can have features like education, religion, and even beliefs. Actually, some of those features are invisible, some of them are hidden, and actually it creates sometimes contradiction because it's not visible. So it is important to reflect on whether you embrace in full what is visible and what is invisible in order to understand how do you function, how do you react. So diversity, it is about who we are in full. So whether it is in the organization, whether it is in the family or in the community, it is always embracing all. So what are my roots? What is my identity? What is my perspective? How do I think? What is my learning style? Am I actually an introvert or am I an extrovert? And how this impacts my behaviors. And then, therefore, if we embrace diversity as a term in full, but it can have a big impact, and either it can add value or it can destroy it. Metro Group and Makro here in Poland, we do believe that diversity matters. Even if we are one Metro, one Makro, we are not all the same. We are unique, and this actually brings us power. This gives us synergy in action. Once we respect our diversity of profiles, our diversity of experiences, then it can actually translate into better performance, into how do we deliver, into the winning spirit. How do we win together? How do we actually act together as a team? So diverse teams usually have higher impacts in the organizations, and we do tend to believe that those diverse teams are a condition for success in an organization. Actually, it is always a matter of perspective, because you can have it all together. There is no contradiction. So actually, even if you are a consistent culture, this culture is built on each unique profile of an individual or on an entity. Like you can have international companies or several different business lines, several business places, even different markets that are actually diverse. And this creates actually a great heritage of an international, multi-international company. But still within this big heritage, you can define certain framework in which you can follow. So the way of thinking, the way of speaking, the language you are using, the norms, the values, it is actually something that unites you as a clan, as an organization, like one Metro, for example. Like for us, it is important, but we act together. We believe in basis and basics. We believe in people. We believe in power of the team. So these are the elements that actually can speak for themselves, both individually in different markets like Poland, or international like in Germany or in other markets. Diversity nowadays, it is like a must condition, I would say. From my personal perspective, it is really important that especially the C-suite leadership in the companies, the boards, they do put attention into how diverse we are. Do we embrace it in the right way? Or is it just a strategic agenda that actually doesn't reflect into activities? Personally, I do believe it is a necessity, because the world is speeding up. Our activities are more fast. We need to run faster. We need to deliver more. Therefore, there is a little less time for embracing these diverse perspectives and also preparing people how do actually I understand that. So organizations who want to win and who want to take this agenda seriously need to put a pressure on the middle management and also on HR people, on people and culture teams, who actually needs to create conditions for explanation, for actually introducing the terms, introducing the behaviors, widening the perspective on what we're talking about, in order actually for other team members and also employees at the lower level to understand what does it mean to include someone into the team, because it is more about the conscious inclusion that we are talking in Metro world, in Makro, in Poland as well, rather than about diversity. Human condition is really important because it is about how do individuals think, how do individuals feel at a certain moment in order to have a kind of resilience in actually embracing the ambiguity, embracing uncertainty, embracing that reality in which the team is functioning. So actually the mental health of individual, the psychological safety, the way of feeling included into the discussion, into the table, and also ability to share their own perspective and actually possibility to be oneself, it is creating self-resilience. It is creating actually more impactful individual who can then deliver more when it comes to the team performance. It is visible that when you have diverse teams, those teams are actually creating higher productivity and are able to deliver more efficiency. But there is one condition to it, which is that those teams are properly, rightly managed, which means that the leaders of those teams are actually experts in living the inclusion, the conscious inclusion, actually living the diversity in reality, in actions every day with their teams. So this condition, so you can have then heterogeneous teams, diverse teams who are managed by prepared leaders who are actually embracing diversity in full. And that is the condition to bring this higher effectiveness and productivity. When it comes to lower productivity, sometimes, unfortunately, there are some traps when leaders do not believe in diverse teams and the power of it, because whenever somebody is recruiting someone to the team and actually it is looking for a profile similar to me, I need the same type of profile to work in my team, then the risk is that the team would be homogeneous and actually will not be diverse enough to embrace a variety of perspectives and actually to create this higher productivity. Actually, in Poland, we are a hub for learning and development activities in terms of convenience academy of retail, and we do provide the learning experience to other metro entities. When it comes to co-building, co-creation, we are collaborating very closely with Pune team with India, and also we do collaborate with Düsseldorf, with House of Learning team, where all those teams are actually working together for a greater good. So far, in 2.5 years' time, we have been able to deliver 56 modules, and we are now actually having our sales force across in the metro world going through those trainings, and we are very proud of it. So this is a proof that it can be actually delivered in a high standard. We are even very innovative in this respect. We do use also new technology to support those learning portfolio. And this is an example only, but there are much more examples like that in our group when it comes to development of own brand products, when it comes to private label, when it comes to development of campaign. For example, the employer branding campaign also, We Shape VM was co-created globally. We were also a part of it, and now it is being visible. So please be welcome to our LinkedIn profile and just like our campaign. Build them in Polish, budujemy M, and also Shape VM in English. So you can see that this works, and it can be really efficient, and also it can bring fun and satisfaction to the ones who are creating or co-creating this experience.